Well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody here to the University of Saskatchewan on this beautiful fall morning in the prairies. Welcome both to those who are assembled here. Thank you for joining us, but also to those who are joining us via the live stream on campuses in Prince Albert and Regina and across Canada. And as we gather here, we acknowledge that we're on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respects to the First Nations and the Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Peter Headley. I'm very proud to be part of the U of S community as the Director of Support Services, and I'm certainly very honoured and excited to be here this morning to share with you some of the work that we've been doing over the last few months. But before doing that, I'd also like to recognise friends and colleagues who are joining us this morning, who've done so much to collaborate and support the work that we've done. So many colleagues out there this morning, and I won't name them specifically, from Protective Services, also from the Human Resources Division, from residences, from ICT Services and Support, from the broader Vice Provost Teaching and Learning portfolio, the executive, past and present from the USSU and the GSA, and the coordinators, past and present, of the Women's Centre and Pride Centre. Also, great to see so many faculty and staff joining us this morning, as well as I'd like to give a shout out to our partners AppArmor, David and Chris Sinkinson, who I believe are somewhere in Ontario this morning, and also our friends and collaborators from the Sexual Assault and Information Centre. Welcome, it's great to see you here with us. And finally, our President, Peter Stoichev. President Stoichev is actually travelling at present, and so couldn't be with us here this morning, but he sends his greetings and his thanks for the important work that we're undertaking to create a safe, living, learning and working environment at the university. We've never been in any doubt that we have his support, full and ongoing, with the work that we're doing. And all those I've mentioned, there's many, many more who've assisted in arriving at the place where we stand this morning to publicly acknowledge the culmination of the work that we've been doing in relation to sexual assault and misconduct awareness and prevention. And on this, the first day of our Sexual Assault Awareness Week. So this morning you're going to hear from many voices across campus, over 30 in all, but in person from representatives of the University Administration and the University of Saskatchewan Students' Union Executive. We'll be updating you on where things stand at the end of this first phase of work, and this will include updates on our policies and procedures, some innovations around raising awareness and connecting our community to supports, as well as introducing our new campaign. So just to get us started this morning, I'd like to invite my colleague, our Vice Provost of Teaching and Learning, Patty McDougall, to begin our updates.
Thank you, Peter, and good morning. A year ago, I stood here together with my colleague, Cheryl Carver, our Associate Vice President of Human Resources, as we launched a draft of the Sexual Assault Prevention Policy and asked the university community to provide us with feedback to help shape the university's approach to sexual assault and misconduct. Although you won't hear Cheryl speaking this morning at the podium, we remain closely aligned, ensuring every step of the way that the University of Saskatchewan takes an integrated approach in trying to address sexual assault by continuing to focus on students, staff, and faculty. My thanks to Cheryl, at home sick today. The work that universities undertake to bring about change in the area of sexual assault is often very personal for those doing the work, inspired and driven by people we know and people we meet along the way. For me, the first key source of inspiration is Sarah. Sarah, who was raped on our campus almost 5 years ago. Sarah was not a student at the time, but one of her assailants was. As some of you will have heard me say before, in the early weeks following that attack, the university failed Sarah and her family by not being ready to respond to her report of what had happened. Early on, before the information finally landed with the right people, our response wasn't helpful, and therefore it wasn't supportive. We made things worse because we did not react in the way that Sarah needed from us during a horrendous time. Knowing that part of our history will help members of the community to understand that for the last while, our number one priority has been to ensure that we maintain the highest standards in our response when someone comes forward to disclose that they've been sexually assaulted. Sarah's experience of sexual violence on our campus and the experience of others have called us to do better and to be better. I remind Sarah of that, and I speak about her when I get the opportunity, because it provides precious, tangible evidence that we are listening and we are learning and we continue to make positive change. It may seem contradictory or even disrespectful to some members of the audience this morning to hear me stand here and speak about positive changes the university has made when just at the end of last week I sent out a campus notification identifying sexual assault and misconduct occurring in our community. Each time we report that someone has been harmed, we feel anger and deep sadness. It likely won't surprise you to hear that commonly those who come forward to disclose that they've been sexually assaulted do so because they want to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to someone else. Sheer courage and selflessness in the face of personal adversity. Let's be clear, sexual assault is like no other crime. In what other situation would a victim of a crime feel unable to come forward, feel ashamed, be fearful that they will potentially be blamed for being victimized? Creating an environment in which those people who are victimized feel able to come forward is a huge step in dealing with the issue, and this is why it is the first step in our campaign, the first step in our attempt to stop this from happening in our community. Based on North American data, I don't actually believe that the U of S is experiencing more episodes of sexual assault this fall, but I do believe that the increased reports we've received is connected to our community's unwillingness to accept these behaviors, and we welcome that change alongside the opportunity to build trust in the way we respond. One of my opportunities this morning is to officially and publicly recognize our sexual assault prevention policy and companion procedures, marking the completion of the first phase of our committed activity. The policy, upon approval of our Board of Governors in December of 2015, went immediately into effect and was posted shortly thereafter. This policy is our official line in the sand. Sexual assault and sexual misconduct in any form is considered unacceptable. Through this policy, we strive to ensure that safety of all members of the university community, we strive to ensure the safety of all members of our university community and to articulate our commitment to the well-being of all persons using or visiting university premises. The companion procedures document maps out how the university responds to sexual assault and misconduct and was posted last spring. As was the case in drafting the policy document, we used a broadly consultative approach when working on the procedures. We had a small writing team surrounded by about 25 people, staff, faculty, students, administrators, and outside partners who read drafts and provided feedback. There are three very important elements set out within the procedures. First of all, we encourage people to come for help when they have been sexually assaulted, and we tell them how to do that. Second, we provide the option and the information about what it means to go on the official record at the university for those who choose it. Third, we provide the option and the information needed about what it looks like to make a formal complaint. At the core of those procedures is the concept that when people come forward to disclose a sexual assault, they will be treated with dignity and respect. And they will, in every possible circumstance, be in control of what happens with that disclosure. A section of our procedures document also speaks to the need to build on awareness, education, and training. These activities constitute our second phase of committed activity and will be the focus of the remainder of the time together this morning. We are just getting started in this regard, and I'm excited for you to see the work that's been done. There is more to come. I want to express my thanks to the many people who have brought us this far, contributing to the progress that's been made, committing themselves to the high standards that Cheryl and I and others have set in the response protocol, and working tirelessly to provide support. A special thank you this morning to Peter Headley for the leadership that he's shown and his dedication to ongoing and fulsome collaborations across stakeholders, most notably with our student leaders. Very important for us. I am routinely asked whether we can successfully eliminate sexual assault from university campuses. Honestly, and as a scholar of victimization in childhood and adolescence, I really don't know if that's possible. But what I do know is that the University of Saskatchewan, when we worked together, has the power to shift our culture on campus. What I do know is that we will shift the norms that we hold so that we protect each other, and so that we demonstrate through our words and our actions that we do not accept sexual violence. Thank you for being here today. Thank you so much. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Emmanuel Barker, the USSU VP Operations and Finance, to get us started with what we have to share today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patty. Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for coming out here. I'm particularly excited because I get to be the one to demonstrate and to show you what we've been working on all summer. Before I do, though, I would like to express just how honored I am to have been a part of this project on account of all the amazing work and specifically the collaboration that has taken place over the summer. I am also personally excited to announce the USAFE app because in the past, there have been students in this position that I'm in now who have wanted to bring this kind of service to campus. But I get to be the one to take all the credit and say that it was mine. My friend and former VP OpFin, Atta, worked on bringing this type of project, and it's so important. It's amazing because safety is an increasing preoccupation for students and employees. As well, it's the concerns of students from the U of S that brought me to become personally invested in this project. Safety always remains an issue that can be improved on as our abilities increase with the new technologies that become available to us. And the USAFE app project is and always has been a collaborative effort with the express goal of offering students and employees with options, information, and tools necessary for managing their own safety. We've also heard from parents that they would love more information as well. And this has become a great way for them to stay connected and remain in touch with their students and their children while they're away and out of town for school. After consulting with the U of S campuses, both the USSU and the University of Saskatchewan have worked with Chris and Dave, who I understand are live streaming with us right now from Kingston, I think, to bring the USAFE app to our campus here. And in this way, our goals were very simple. Building on the success of our already fantastic supports provided by Campus Protective Services, we wanted to offer accessible information, provide a way to help our community feel confident here at home, especially during the darker months of the school year. We wanted to find a way to increase the safety of our campus and provide access to appropriate and immediate responses to emergencies. I'd like to now walk you through the features of the app that have been developed for these purposes. Okay. So the first thing that you can see is that we've brought the app to all of the campuses, to Saskatoon, Regina, Prince Albert, and I mean, on account of us being in Saskatoon right now, I think that's where I'm going to go. The first thing that we have, access to information. So you can see at the bottom right, we've got the harassment and assault button. The first thing that comes up here is a very, very brief outline, but we also have the discrimination and harassment policies. We have the ability to call for more information should you need it, to email, to visit the website. Just give me a second here. And embarrassing, like, sorry about that, guys. We also have assault information, the ability to seek and help support. We can also show you that there's a call line for 24-hour confidential support. We can also email. the university procedures and policies on sexual assault are made available immediately. And then secondly, we wanted to provide options for people to provide their own safety. So we have here at the bottom left, My Support Network, which actually offers a University of Saskatchewan Students' Union service, the Safe Walk. So if you're lost, if you're alone and don't know what to do, you can call Safe Walk, and one of us will come and pick you up, and you can walk anywhere. We also have the flashlight, an easy tool. What to do in an emergency, which gives you an outline of what you can do in any one of the many situations that could happen. This gives you the information to deal with it appropriately. Thirdly, we wanted to give you access to supports, not just from the university, but from the community as well. We have community services in the top right, police non-emergency line, the Sexual Assault Information Center, all of our hospitals, Crime Stoppers in the YWCA Crisis Shelter. We also have our communities, or our university services, putting you in connection with counseling services, DSS, the Aboriginal Student Center, us, the GSA, employee resources as well, because as I said, we wanted to make this as comprehensive as possible. Lastly, and most importantly, immediate response to emergencies. We found that red probably indicated the most important button on here, but what's really neat about this is that what it actually, okay, it's not going to do it for me now. What it does is it uses your location on your cell phone to determine what the most available emergency response contact is. If you're on campus, it will connect you with campus security services. If you're off campus, it takes you to 911. And that's the first thing that you need to know. We also have connection with protective services if you happen to be off campus, but you still need to connect with them. And very interestingly, we have their Twitter, so that if you have any kind of questions or need those updates, they're right there for you. You can call them, report a tip, follow them on Twitter. The university, hospital, campus security services, and the police, we consider all of these immediately important, and that's why we're trying to bring it all together this way for everyone. I would like to ask everyone to tell your friends about what we've done here in hopes that the more people who use these services, the safer that we will all be here together on the campus. We want to make this the safest campus because this place is my home. I want everybody to feel as home as well. And I'm very happy to thank everyone from the university and everyone else from the USSU, the GSA. Everyone has helped to play a part in this project. We work together, and this is the result. I couldn't be happier. Please download the app and be a part of making this campus the best that it can be. I am now very happy to introduce my friend and colleague, Renata Huckebert, and she's here to tell everybody a little bit more about the REACT sexual assault campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. As you are aware, today is the beginning of our Sexual Assault Awareness Week. You may ask, why is this week so significant? Well, it is significant for many reasons. We acknowledge that sexual violence is a very real thing in our community and society. However, it is through information and education that we hope to achieve a culture shift that allows us to come together as a community and keep our campus safe. The culture shift realizes that there is no shame in being a survivor and seeks to end the stigmas. This shift emphasizes the importance of consent, and the shift acknowledges that we are all part of the solution to end sexual assault in our communities. For more than 30 years, we have worked hard to raise awareness around sexual assault through consent campaigns, education around healthy relationships, and a variety of other educational programming and campaigns. This week, we will offer bystander intervention training, panel discussions on rape culture, defense courses, a Take Back the Night event, and Concert for Consent. Today, we are proud to announce our REACT campaign. REACT is the product of our community leaders coming together and taking a stand against sexual assault and misconduct. Our staff, administration, students' union, and student leaders, including our key partners on and off campus, have developed a campaign that ensures our campus is aware of the resources, policies, and procedures that support those affected by sexual assault. Together, we hope to end the stigma of talking about sexual assault. We hope to encourage you to tell someone if you have been sexually assaulted and bring home the message that there is no shame in being a survivor. Our key message is to react to sexual assault. As a university, we will not hide this issue. We believe that react means to come together as a strong community to educate and create dialogue. It means that we are no longer going to be bystanders and that we will actively do something. By reacting, we hope to create a culture where we support survivors, each other, and stand together and all become a part of the solution. React reflects our core values and beliefs, where we believe we have a role in bringing about positive change. I call upon everyone here today to share this message and to actively be a part of the solution, and of course, to react. And for the final piece of our campaign, I would like to hand it back to our wonderful Director of Support Services, Peter Headley.
Thank you very much, Renata. So, as we mentioned, this isn't a University of Saskatchewan issue. This is a worldwide issue. This is a Canada-wide issue, and my colleagues and I, working post-secondary, have spent many hours in many locations across Canada over the last few years, considering how best to bring about a positive change to our campus communities in relation to the issue of sexual assault and misconduct. We've always known it had to be done. It was more a question of how to do it. And at times it has felt like an insurmountable task. At times it's felt like we've been talking about nothing else. And we doubted whether our message would ever be loud or clear enough to actually make a difference, to bring about the change that we seek. So here at the University of Saskatchewan, we decided to keep it simple. We would come together to remind our community of who we are, the values we share, and the way things are going to be. United, speaking in one voice. So I will say no more about that, and I will let this message speak for itself as we share with you our React to Sexual Assault campaign video.
Here at the University of Saskatchewan, we've been doing a lot of listening and talking and learning. We've been working to make things better. Sexual assault is an issue that affects our whole community, every one of us. We need to make it loud and clear.
Sexual assault and misconduct violates our values and core beliefs of who we are as a university community.
We are committed to creating a safe space free of sexual assault,
as well as a safe place for getting help.
If you've been sexually assaulted, our message to you is clear.
You are not alone.
Help is all around you.
Tell a friend.
A family member.
See a health professional.
Speak to a member of staff or a faculty member.
Talk to your coach.
Contact Protective Services.
Talk to one of our counselors.
Whoever is right for you.
But whatever you do,
tell someone.
Tell someone.
We will listen.
We will treat you with respect, dignity, and compassion.
We will tell you about options and supports available to you.
We will be fair, equitable, and consistent.
We won't blame you. We won't judge you.
No matter who you are
or who you tell, we will support you.
And for the rest of us,
we all have a role to play in bringing about a positive, lasting change.
We ask you to stand with us and
react to sexual assault.
Let's be clear. We're not just talking about rape.
It's any sexual contact or behavior that occurs without voluntary consent.
Consent is everything.
Consent is everything.
Consent is everything.
No excuses.
No excuses.
Whether you're on or off campus,
if you see something,
say something.
If you hear something, do something.
Speak up.
Step in.
Do what's right, not what's easy.
It's about respect.
Respect for everyone in our community.
And respect for yourself.
We can.
Will and must stop this from happening in our community.
It's time.
So what can you do today?
Visit our website.
Learn more.
Download our USAFE app.
Get involved in our campaign.
Stand with us.
And share how you react.
We are the University of Saskatchewan.
And we're all part of the solution.
Well, what are you waiting for?
So my humblest thanks to everybody who gave their time, their energy, and their talent to share this vital message, particularly my colleagues in media production, without whom this wouldn't have ever come together. And we're also honored that so many of the people participating in the video, if you look around you, are actually have taken time out of their busy schedules to be with us this morning. So, what's next? So as Patty said, we're actually just getting started, and there's so much more to come. And over the next few months, there'll be a number of things to keep an eye out for. One of them will be an online learning module that will be made available, as well as other opportunities, as we've already mentioned this morning, for training and development. We'll also be considering an introduction of prevention curriculum, a focus that we feel will fit very well with the direction of engaging everyone in our community. There will also be a number of other events and activities happening across the year. Certainly Sexual Assault Awareness Week will always remain the anchor of the work that we do, but we will look to build upon its success to ensure that we're seeking more frequent opportunities to share this message and maintain and build momentum. And this week's events look fantastic, so please do turn out, support, learn more about what role you can play. A couple of housekeeping items. For members of the media, the video is available and will be provided to you just before the scrum begins. For everyone else, it is available on YouTube, so please go and take a look. As faculty members, why not take a couple of minutes, just a couple of minutes, to share the React video in your class this week or today. So I'm in the classroom later on today, and that's what I'll be doing. As far as the USAFE app goes, it is now live, available on the App Store for iOS, but also on Google Play for Android. So see if you can crash their system by downloading it in your thousands. Please, over here, you'll see that we have React posters, postcards, pins. Please take them away with you, put them up, wear a pin, share the message, and show your support. And wherever you live in the world of cyberspace and social media, please join us in sharing how you react. I challenge everybody to light up the internet to ensure that our message is heard, both loud and clear. And in closing, in sharing our messages today, this is not just messages for our community, but we reach out to wider communities here in Saskatchewan, as well as to colleagues, students, and friends across Canada whose work and experiences have been an inspiration to us, and who are also working hard to bring about a positive change and a lasting change in their own communities. We do this work not because it's easy, we do this work because we can, will, and must stop this happening in our community. And I challenge each and every one of us to be part of the solution. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.